Presets are really useful if you're working on sound design or trailers and you want to save and recall layers of sounds. Take, for example, this 3-layered effect, which is basically 2 gunshots and an explosion. I might want to use this again in the future, so I'm going to save it as a preset. So just go to the File menu, Save as Preset. I already have one preset called Explosion 1, so I'm going to call this one Explosion 2. Click on Save. And now if you go into the presets section here, you'll see that it appears in the list, and I can easily recall it just by positioning the cursor where I want it to go, double clicking, and it will recall it onto the timeline. You can very easily recall any number of these into a project. So I could, for example, click on this one I call Sound Design 1, and there it is. And as you would probably expect, there's no limit to the number of times you can recall those presets, so I could double click it again here, and then again over here. In fact, let's do a different one. I'm going to do the one called Metal Pieces, and there it is. And the last preset I recalled actually consists of stems. You can see that they're all consolidated blocks on the timeline, but maybe I want the versatility to actually be able to go in, separate them as individual elements, and then refine them, move them around, add effects, and change the level and so on. So in that case, I could select those sounds, press Command D, and it split them into the individual component parts. So now I'm free to edit them, move them around, delete them, change the level and so on, and rework it however I see fit. One final point about presets before we move on. If I just recall this in an empty timeline. Okay, so if I want to swap those sounds, I can select them all and press Command R. Remember, this is going to swap the sounds based on the replace criteria. So you need to click on the replace tab. Make sure these are set how you want them. So for example, I want the category to match 100%, the subcategory 100%. Maybe the duration isn't so important with this. You can tighten or loosen these criteria either by manually sliding each individual control to the percentage that you're happy with, or with the selector at the top. It goes from type match near the left-hand side all the way through to scramble, which could be good fun. It chooses stuff from the right category, but otherwise it's fairly random. I'm just going to go with the defaults and then select the sounds once again, choose Command R, see what we've got. Okay, I quite like that. I think I'll save that as another preset actually. So save as preset, and I'm just going to call this Explosion 3. Now that I've got that, I'm going to also recall Explosion 2 again. So let's have Explosion 3 followed by Explosion 2, just double click it. And let's have another copy of Explosion 3, I think. Let's see what we have. This is such a big time saver when you're working on sound design. Talking of which, it's quite common in a sound design workflow for the track count to get quite high and a little bit tricky to manage on screen. So one way to help make this a little bit more manageable is what we call track stacks. This allows you to collapse a selected bunch of sounds into a single nested clip. So I could, for example, select these, and then to create the stack, I'm just going to hit Shift M on the keyboard. And there you go, it's all self-contained within that one clip. That sound effect still consists of the individual parts, but if I want to unpack it at any point because I want to make modifications, it's really simple. Just select it, press Shift M, make the tweaks you need. So for example, I could select this, press Command R to replace it. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm just going to do Shift M. And that collection of sounds is stacked together as a single clip on screen. Now let's take a look at clips. These are small reference files of audio where edits and effects can be applied and saved for quick recall in the future. Let's take this sound as an example. I might want to add some effects to this and then save it as a clip. So having selected the file, I'm going to hit Shift G and it opens up the effects panel. You can see we have 6 inserts along with gain and pitch controls. I'm going to click on Insert 1, choose a plugin. I'll just go with this stock Apple delay. Let's see what that does. Maybe I just want to reduce the delay time slightly. We'll try that. Great, now let's save it as a clip. In this case, I'm going to do that by opening the region editor. And I've just done that by double clicking the clip, but you can also open and close it with the keyboard shortcut Command 3. We haven't looked at the region editor yet, but it offers a number of editing features which we'll take a more in-depth look at in another video. For now, let's just right-click on the clip here and select Export Clip. I can give the clip a name and click Save. Saved clips will be accessible within any project from the clip section over on the left-hand side of the interface. Clips take up hardly any drive space as they still reference the original audio file, but with edits and plugins applied in real time. As you'd expect, this list is fully searchable, so as you start to build up a large collection of saved clips, finding them is extremely easy. That's it for this tutorial. In the next one, we'll take a detailed look at playlists.